Hi guys, it's me Sharmise with another video for you guys. I've had it on my heart for a while to do a video about what I call the Holy Trinity. That is admissions, financial aid, and registrar. So today I want to talk about pretty much everything that involves the beginning of getting everything together for college. So for instance, if you are accepted into a college, obviously that is admissions. Then when you are accepted into college, you have to pay for it. That is financial aid. And when you start your classes, boom, that's the registrar. So I pretty much wanted to go over that information with you all today. Just a little bit of a backstory. My husband is going back to school and he plans on going for his master's, but he needed one more course before he can apply to graduate school. So he applied to Augusta Tech to take the class, but they didn't have the class that he needed once he was accepted. So he's a transient. And a transient means you are enrolled at a specific college, but you are taking another course at another college. So he's on record at Augusta Tech, but he is taking an online course at another college. So he's a transient student. Long story short, all the nostalgia and everything came back to me as far as how you can kind of run around in circles when it comes to registering for college and getting everything all squared away. Sometimes you attend a university or a college that has everything and it runs like a well-oiled machine. And then in other situations, you maybe attend a college where you might have to call or you might have to go up there. So that's what I want to talk about again today. So Holy Trinity, let's start off with admissions. The purpose of the admissions office is obviously to enroll you. And once you are enrolled in the college, then you will owe a balance. And sometimes you may not be provided that information. So obviously admissions will pass your information to financial aid. And the purpose of the financial aid office is for you to pay your balance. They'll tell you exactly how much you owe each semester, and they will handle receiving your loans. So sometimes if you don't pay out of pocket, you will apply for a loan and the loan company will provide that information to your school. So that's another thing in itself. So again, back to my husband. So when he enrolled in the online class, I wasn't sure if he was admitted. So I called admissions and they said, yes, we just have to click a button. You need to call financial aid and talk to Miss Cynthia. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I had to talk to Cynthia. She clicked a button, boom, back to admissions. He's enrolled. I can call the registrar. That's why I call them the Holy Trinity, because everything kind of revolves in a circle. So again, back to financial aid. Before you can register for your classes, a lot of times, well, all times, you have to pay whatever your balance is, or you have to set up a payment plan, or you have to ensure that your loans are received by the financial aid office so that you're in the clear for that semester. So that's the financial aid piece. The last piece is the registrar, and the registrar manages the registration request, schedules classes, maintains classes if you withdraw or things of that nature, and obviously they are all things records. So if you wanted to get your transcript at any point later in life, boom, you have to contact the registrar. So what I wanted to share with you all is just a little bit of information of how I did things. Obviously, I wrote it on a giant Post-it note, and it was chicken scratch. But pretty much if you are in a place getting ready for yourself or for your child for college, ignore the border. But this is what I want you to do. Get all of your information all on one sheet of paper. That way you can take notes. So what you see I have here is school ID, social security number. If you don't know your social security number, ask your parent or your guardian. Write down your social security number. Write down the admissions office. For example, I have, what did I say? Brenda Wilson and her phone number. So if you don't talk to Miss Brenda, as soon as you get on the phone with whoever at admissions, write down their name. Don't hang up without writing down that person's name, because if something's not done, you want to say, I talked to this person. Next, I have financial aid. And if you notice, I put two people's information. Talk to Yolanda or Pam. Talk to somebody, but write down that information and, so forth. So any information that you need, it's important that you have it as just a snapshot, because if you call financial aid, they're going to say, what's your school ID? Or do you have your social? You want to have all the information on one sheet of paper. And that way you can provide that information and get the things that you need. And obviously I left a little bit of space. I crammed it all in a Post-it note and it looked like chicken scratch. But whoever you talk to, write down their name. Whatever information you are required to provide, write that down and do it. So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with everyone. Just focus on making sure everything's in the clear. Some schools, like I said, it runs like a well-oiled machine and you don't have to call anyone. They'll call you or contact you or email you. But in some instances, you do have to check up on things. Don't assume that everything is going to run smoothly. Don't assume that the school received everything. Sometimes it's okay to just call and communicate and make sure that you're not left in the dark, especially when it comes to registration. Because if you want your desired class and you're sitting there ready to click a button, you can't do so if you're not clear with financial aid. And admissions isn't going to do anything for you if you haven't cleared a financial aid. And registrar doesn't care because they're going to send you back to financial aid. And financial aid might tell you you can't go to registrar until you're in the clears and so and so. So it runs around in a circle. That's just what I had on my heart to kind of share. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood that some schools will provide you a wealth of information to make sure you have everything you need, and other schools are not always as organized. Not to say that any school is better than the other, but sometimes you have to check up on things. Don't assume that you will be contacted about something, and don't assume just because you applied for the loan, it automatically arrived. It's okay to call. So circling back before I get off of here, on the financial aid piece, if you apply for a loan and they say it or should arrive by a certain date, it's okay to call financial aid and verify. And then if financial aid hasn't received it, call that loan company and say, hey, you said I was going to receive it by this date. Can you give me further information, and make sure you get a name in that instance. The most important thing is to have all of your information as a screenshot and to ask for names and jot down those names so that when something is not done in a timely manner or at all, you can say, I spoke to such and such on this date and I need A, B, and C. So again, Holy Trinity, Admissions, Financial Aid, and Registrar. I just wanted to provide a little bit of information and a few tips for you all. And I'll have another video up for you guys soon. Thank you.